and welcome to another video in the Scriptcase macros course. So this is the course where we go through and show you how to use all the macros. Today we're looking at the scDateDiff2 macro. So the scDateDiff2 macro returns the difference in days, months, or years between two dates. So other macros return just the days. This one returns days, months, and years between these dates. So that's the difference between this one. Let's go ahead and look at the documentation for this. So here's the Scriptcase macros documentation. Let's scroll down and find our dateDiff2. So there's dateDiff and then dateDiff2. And so here's the parameters for it. So the first date, the format, the date2, and the format for the date2. And then we also have an option here. And we'll look at what that option does. So here's the description of all those parameters. Date 1 format, date 2 format, and then the option 1 or 2 tells it whether or not to be inclusive. So if it includes the initial day or does not include the initial day in that calculation. And the result is then returned in an array structure. So 0 has the amount of days, 1 has the amount of months, and index 2 has the amount of years. So here's some examples down here below of how to use this. So a few different examples. Let's go ahead and copy one of these so we can take it over to Scriptcase and see how it works. So I copy this, I take it over here to Scriptcase here. This is a blank application. Let me just paste it in here. And let's make differences a variable that we can then echo out. And this should pretty much work as is then. So then we're going to go ahead and we're going to, let's get rid of these actually. We don't need these lines. These were just for illustration purposes. And then we can go ahead and var dump this array out. So differences should be an array. So let's var dump it for now just to see what it looks like. So I can show you that structure, that array there. So var dump differences, and then let's go ahead and run this, or make it look a little bit nicer later. So there we go. We have an array with 3 elements. So 20 days in index 0, 11 months in index 1, and then 3 years in index 3. So let's go ahead and change the setting for inclusivity for this. So let's go over to our documentation here again and change that option to option 2. Option 2 is going to make it so it considers the initial day. So it's going to be a little bit bigger number. So change it to 2. That's the correct setting. Considers the initial day. And let's go ahead and run this. There we go. So a little bit different numbers this time. So we've got one more day here. Now let's go ahead and make this look a little bit nicer so we can see those different options. So I'm going to echo out the differences in index 0. So this is how we get the days out. So I'm just going to echo that value and then the word day with a semicolon, concatenate it together. There we go. So that should make it look nice. So that's option 0 here. So that's the amount of days. And then we need to do the same for a month as well. So let me put a new line after that so it looks nice. And let me copy this for day and year. So the next one is going to be month actually. And the next one's going to be year. Change the indexes, so 1 and then 2 year. And that should give us everything we need. So 1 for a month and 2 for years, just making sure those are correct there. And then let's go ahead and run this. So we're running it, waiting for it to load. There we go. So day 22, month 11 in year 3. So that is the differences between those two dates in days, months, and years. So that's how you determine the difference between two dates using the scDateDiff2 macro.